with y'all? Thank you for tapping in with me again today. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Cleveland. So I am standing in my garage turned fish room, y'all. If you're new to the channel, I don't have the square footage of this fish room, but it's pretty big. Moved here a year ago, 1 year ago today. And since then, I just been gritting and grinding, trying to get my fish room back. We moved from an apartment, lost all the fish, 80% of the fish entirely, 95% of the saltwater fish. So we just been slowly but surely bouncing back, making this garage into a fish room. I built everything in here, the stands, the pond, I built this filtration. I built recently some drain lines and some water lines. And that right there, I don't know if y'all have an aquarium, you know how easy, or you know how much better a drain line and a water line would be for your aquarium or for your fish room. For anything like that, if you could just go to the sink, cut on the water, flip a valve, and the water go in, and you're not dragging anything around, not moving pumps around or anything like that, you understand how much of a value that is. And so I just did it. Am I looking dark? There we go. So I just did it. I set it up. I haven't started it. I haven't got it fully set up yet. Well, I got it fully set. I don't have it fully set up yet. A few things I still need to do. The water lines are fully set up, but the drain lines, I have to stop the pumps. I have to stop the filters for a few hours while that cement dries, which is the reason why I've basically been on hold with hooking them up to the drain line. But anyway, other than that, y'all, we have some beautiful aquariums in here. We have the saltwater 225-gallon saltwater aquarium right here. I have a 240-gallon mixed species, Central American, South American cichlid tank, along with a whole bunch of different catfish. I have some Dovii Feste fry down here in that aquarium. Right here, I've been breeding some worms. Fish love worms, right? So instead of me continuously buying fish food, I decided to start breeding some worms. So that's pretty cool. That is called a stacked breeding system. That's why it has the 3 containers. I could dive into that if you want me to. Otherwise, it is what it is. I'll actually open it up and let you see what's inside of there. But that's pretty dope. Then we also have right here behind you, and then we also have this 150-gallon flower horn tank. That's not just for him. I have this other spotted catfish right here. This is a really cool catfish. Look at the patterns on this guy. Absolutely beautiful. Also, I have in here a spotted high fin pleco. You know, plecos like to hide. And then I have some Dovii Feste fry in here that's actually getting quite big. Let's see if somebody will make an appearance. Got some small ones that's right there, but it's one big one. He's right there. Quite large. See if I could get a better angle. Nope. There we go. Come on around. See, there's one of them, one of the smaller ones. Anyway, if he make an appearance, I'll catch him. We also have some more Dovii Feste fry down there. Oh, there you go. Look at him. Yeah, you can see that he's big though. We have a big Florida softshell turtle right here. This is Miami. Obviously, I'm referring to her as a female. That's because she is a female. She's about half the size. No, she's a little bit bigger than that now. She's probably about 18 inches. So she'll probably get another 6 inches. Definitely a big girl. She is getting upgraded very soon. Trust that. I cannot wait. I have down here 2 more turtles. I built this whole thing. Remind you, I built, so this is the filtration for the 225 right here. I have the same filtration right here on this 150. Let's dive into that. Let's open that up. If some of y'all haven't seen that, if you're new here, you haven't seen it, so I want you to see it. All right, so this is what I need to connect to finalize the drain line. It goes right into there. I'm gonna tap it into this line right there, and then it'll be plumbed in. Let's take a look inside this filter. I have some of everything in here, right? Water come in, collecting. That is an old big pillow. Doing its job, right? Look at all that. Then all of that media. I have some media blocks. I have some ceramic rings over there. I got this biomedia. I got sponges in here. I got pot scrubbers, everything. All of that. It does a really, really good job at filtering this aquarium. Same thing over here. Not gonna climb up there though, because it's kind of, I'd have to close the garage and everything. And then this big trash can sump right here is filtering. It's 800-gallon pool pond. We're gonna take a look at that in a minute. Now, like I was saying about this, you know, let's take a look in here. Let's open this up. Above the tank sump right there, a little flow. I could probably upgrade that pump, but the water's crystal clear, and I don't even have to do water changes on this thing. I haven't done a water change on this thing since I set it up. I just top it off, and this water stays crystal clear, pristine. It's insane. But I did fill that up with sand. It's doing its job. Take a look. All right, there's our two turtles. And then you look over here. And we got it just set up for them to come out. Got the basking lamp right there. They could do some climbing if they want to. If she want to come out and lay her eggs, because I have a female, the African side neck is a female, the Mississippi map is a male. So yeah, it's looking good. All right, let's keep going. So Miami is about 3 years old. When I bought her, she was the size of a quarter. But now, she, like I said, 18 inches. 18 inches. And this is a 225-gallon aquarium. Yeah. All right, next. We have the pond. We have the 800-gallon pond. Now this thing has just taken a life of its own. I mean, I started out with just a few pond plants, and since literally they've just taken over the pond in the best way possible. They're thriving, and in return, the fish are thriving. It's really an ecosystem. I have done absolutely no water changes on this pond. I did one when I repotted this guy right here, the big pond plant in the middle, about a month and a half ago. I had to because it was just muddy water. But other than that, a few days later, it cleared up and it's been crystal clear ever since. I don't even get algae on the sides of the walls or anything. The plants in here outcompetes anything else that would possibly try to grow, like algae. There's no way. Look at this pond plant. This is an elephant ear pond plant, and in the corner, that is a canna. That is the orange canna. Let's take a look at the blooms up here. Unfortunately, it's just too tall. We had a red one right there. Oh, it's coming back. We have the red one growing right there, and then we have this yellow one that's just trying to push through, and then we have this yellow one right here growing. I mean, just thriving. Hibiscus growing right here, thriving. I mean, it's just insane. All of the plants get fed with the pond water. I know this is not a plant channel or anything like that, but bear with me. Or, you know, you could just speed past this part. I love plants as well as fish. Look at this plant right here, just thriving, beautiful, amazing. You know what I mean? Like, all from the water. So make sure that you have a way of collecting all of your old pond or aquarium water, so that way you can hold it, you can hold on to it, and you can water your plants with it. Like, look at all of these. I don't even have a green thumb, just that. But when it comes to like aquaponics and things like that, yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that because I'm gonna just use or if you're just a fish keeper, just make sure you're using the old tank water. Feed your plants. Look at the snake plant. I know what some of these plants are without having to check. This is one of my favorite plants right here. It's called a rattlesnake plant. Just love that plant. And this one reminds me of it. It's close to it, but I mean, just beautiful. Look at the underside of these leaves. Amazing, right? And these leaves, these are all baby ones. I'm gonna have to basically repot these and move these around. That's gonna lead into what we have planned coming up. Because I mean, they're just doing their thing. Could you imagine if each of these heads grew to the size of this one in the middle? Just can't have that. Look, small leaf already bigger than my hand. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is how good this thing is thriving. We got a head right there. That's a new one. We got one, and I cut that one. I cut one just like that and replanted it there and there. And now that's what I just showed you. Like, they already are taking off. So we have one growing that's like that now, and then another one that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. And then right there, I know that's gonna be 5. I can't have 5 in here. I need to actually remove these 2 because they're getting too big. It's just not enough room in this pond. So that's gonna lead to the outside pond. But I also have some more elephant ear that I had repotted because I clipped them just like that, and I put 2 more over there. So once you have one mother plant, I paid 20 bucks for this one in the middle. When I bought it, it was about the size of this one right here, the small one. The small one right here is bigger than how big it was when I got it. It might have had only 3 leaves instead of like the 6 that this thing has. So they grow fast. This is 1 year. They grow fast. Got the peace lily right here. And then, yeah, we got some strawberries. Strawberries growing right there. This is a pepper. Need to come back. That's a pepper right there. But let's talk about the stocking in this thing. I haven't mentioned. Oh, yeah, then I got some collard greens growing right there. We have this big arowana right here that's hungry and ready to jump out. He's probably 2 feet, to be honest with you. I don't know. He's large. I think when I got him, he might have been like 18 inches. So he's definitely has grown tremendously. We have my Dovi Feste mating pair in here. I have a bunch of red devils in here. Those are my favorite as well, because they can stand up to living in the same aquarium or space, pond, etc. with the Dovi. As you may know, there's the Dovi right there. As you may know, Dovi are very, very aggressive. Matter of fact, they're so aggressive, most people think that you could only keep them by themselves. Well, I've always kept my Dovi in community settings, but my secret has been with the main stocking. I always go back to the same main ones, and then I add accordingly. The Buddy Cofferii, the Red Devil. Once you get those 2 mixed into the aquarium, you could possibly add other fish with them. But that's because these 2 type of fish can withstand a Dovi. Like, Buddy Cofferii is just as menacing, just as aggressive, and sometimes even more aggressive. So I've had to save my Dovi from my Buddy Cofferii many a times, and vice versa. And that's because I've had them together for the past 5 years. Now they've been together in the same space for 5 years. I mean, that's a long time, y'all. And they're in here still together. And there's little things that happen when you have aggressive aquariums and ponds. You know, the things that you see, fish chasing each other off. They challenges of hierarchy and things like that. That happens. It's always going to happen. It happens with smaller fish. But no one, I have not had to pull out anybody that's main, I haven't had to take out any of the Red Devils or any of the Buddy Cough Rye. I have 2 Buddy Cough Rye in here. I have about 5 Red Devils in here. I have 2, look at that, but look at that doe vibe, beautiful. I have 2 Red Atabapo Pikes, the female Feste. There's one of my Buddy Cough Rye. I have another one in here. I have a Salvini in here. I have a Red Tiger Motor in here. I have an African Pike in here. I have a Red-tailed Brycon in here. And what else? I think that, and I have that little flower horn in here as well. So they've lived together in this thing since I set it up. I moved them all in here together. I've added some fish afterwards, which were more Red Devils, and it works out. The Dovii can't pick on and beat up one single fish, so the aggression is distributed between all the fish to the point to where it's not a problem at all. Like, no one really has torn fins. Like, this guy is a little torn, but he's the smallest one, and he don't even want to come out. I've tried to catch him, and you know, he's a butthead, so he needs to stay in here anyway. If I put him anywhere else, he's gonna end up needing his own tank, just like that flower horn over there. Now, let's move on from this pond. If you want to see more on this pond, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I do a lot of different things on TikTok as well. You can also check out TikTok behind the scenes, because Aida is actually in charge of that one. And so she's constantly posting over there. So check it out. All right, now this is the 240. Now we have about 7 different species of catfish. I have the 4-line Pictus catfish that are right there. There's one. We have 2 in here. There's a second one. I have a jaguar catfish right there. I have a spotted Raphael catfish. I have a sun cat that lives in here. I also have a Synodontis catfish that lives in here. I have an upside down catfish that lives in there. Like, this thing is hollow, so all of these catfish just live in there. Spotted catfish, one of them live in there. I have another one right there. You can see the spots on them. We have a giant red-tailed gourami. Look at this beautiful guy. This is a stunner. Absolutely beautiful. Look at him. He's getting some nice size on him. It's nice to see him grow out. You know, sometimes it's better to do that than to buy a fish that's already grown. When I got him, he might have been this size. He might have been like 4 inches. Now, if he stay right there, he's longer than my hand. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yep. So he's long as my hand. And then we got the Vieja right here. I know you might think that he got beat up in here, but no, he got beat up in the pond months ago, and he's been still healing up. All those light pink areas is when he was over there in the pond. So he's coming back. And then we have a smaller Vieja right there that just ran off, swam off. We have the star of the tank, the big albino Oscar. This is Oscar. I've had him for probably about maybe like 5 years. And then we have down here a green bay snook. Absolutely beautiful. Got the reds popping on the tail. We have a Delhaize Bisher right here. I have a female jaguar cichlid, a Madaguins. I also have a Madagascar cichlid in here somewhere. That's Camera. There we go. You see him? Starry Night, the black. There we go. You're beautiful. Come on out. Come on out. Handsome, man. Come on out. Come on out. But you see, yeah, he wasn't messing with me, but you seen him. An absolute beautiful fish, nonetheless. And there's the upside down catfish. He's so cool. Look at the little whiskers, how it split right there. That's so cool. But yeah, I know the reflection is terrible. Sorry about that. All right. So that's it. Here we go. Come on now. Stay right there. Stay right there. There we go. Ooh. This reflection, this glare, it's just terrible. Man, I got to do better next time. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look up in this. Let's take a look inside of this container. This might be next level for y'all. I highly recommend considering breeding your own worms if you have multiple large fish. It was easy, and if you need me to make an example video for you, I will. No problem. Check it out. So we lift this cardboard up. Don't even see no worms, huh? Oh, that's worm food. So they gotta travel up to that. I'm gonna spray it down a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna spray it down. They didn't come up to it, so that means it probably wasn't wet enough. So I put a lot of carbon in there because I had some fruit flies. So one of the ways of getting rid of fruit flies is they say put apple cider vinegar out, something like that. Now I think that's a good method. I think that will work. But at the same time, if you have a light bin such as this, you could also just take it outside and there's another way of doing it. And I think you should try that instead. So basically what I did was I just took it outside and opened it up. Let all the fruit flies escape. And then I hit it with a whole bunch of carbon, which is cardboard. And then brought it back in. That's a whole lot better than leaving around some apple cider vinegar, hoping that all the flies will collect. All right, so now down below, we have some more Dovi Feste fry. I also have a black nasty cichlid in here. And then Dopsis haitiensis. I also have in here a little loach. Look at him. And yeah, just a whole bunch of other Dovi in here. So obviously the 2 stars is the loach and the black nasty right there. All right, so here where we got the 225, we have the yellowhead eel right here, and we have a panther grouper. Over here we have a testolata eel, and then we have the white spot grouper right here. So very, very low stocking in this tank. It is what it is. Hold on. So it's a very, very low stocking in this tank, but I kind of like it that way. I only had to do a water change on this aquarium once in the past year. All right, then we're gonna come up over here to this 54 gallon. All of these Dovi Feste fry. I also have in here 2 Umbi cichlids. One is right there, and then the other one is right there. Over here we got a tank that I plan on setting up. I just threw some sand in there last night, so it's gonna take some time for it to clear up. But that's salt water. 60 gallon down here, more Dovi Feste fry. Yeah, they everywhere. All right, 37 gallon over here. These 2 are in Cornwall. This guy's in quarantine. This guy got moved over here because he was getting picked on by the pineapple trigger. So we have a mimic tang, absolutely beautiful. And this is a striped pufferfish. So like I said, this is just quarantine. Ran off a couple of sponge filters. All right. These are the quarantine tanks, holding tanks, etc. That's why they look as such. This is my 125-gallon reservoir tank. I just emptied it when I did my water change yesterday on the 225. Like I said, I haven't had to clean that for 1 whole year. So now I plan on putting this reef crystals in there and having another 125 gallons ready for me when I do my water changes. Then above it, we have another 125 gallon. We have the Stars and Stripe dog face puffer. We have a clown trigger. He's a beast. We have a emperor snapper right here. We have the Niger trigger back there. I have the pineapple trigger in here somewhere. And then we also have over here the orange line trigger that's hiding behind the heater. So again, very low stocking in this tank. Here's the filtration on these guys. All right, so this one right here on top of those two filters run this 125. The other two big ones run the 225 and we'll be running the 1600 gallon that I plan on building. Here's my RODI water system right here. Here is my 10 line water intake manifold. This is the water manifold for the RODI that runs to all the tanks. 37 gallon, my 125, my 55 gallon, 225s, etc. So we got that right there situated. And again, all this is custom built everything myself. I've posted a whole bunch of videos on YouTube showing it, so you can check those out. If you have any questions, I don't mind answering them. So here is my, watch your eyes, right, I know. So this right here is for my copepods, breeding copepods in here. They're actually growing quite large. Can't really see them, takes a while. But yeah, so copepods in here. Nice little setup, got refrigerator right here. You know, these are just the little things that, you know, fish keepers could appreciate. I know y'all know what time it is. Unless you don't, that's totally fine as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Hold on. All right, so that's pretty much the fish room. The next thing that I plan on doing in here is where I have a blue tape outline. I plan on building an 1,800 gallon saltwater pond right here. It's gonna be 5 foot tall. It's gonna have a viewing panel right here in the front. It's gonna be sick. So that's what's going on with that. Let's check out, get the dove eye. That's my favorite fish, and I really have to set the record straight on the information that's out there. A lot of people, they do it one way, or they believe that's the only way to do it, and they create a very aggressive fish. But does this guy look like that he's ready to kill everything in here? There's fry in here right now with the Dovine Feste. There's fry in here right now. I'm not pulling them because I have so many. Let nature happen. But what I'm saying is that this guy is that comfortable to where they're breeding and they are still not killing everything or beating up. They're not doing none of that because they have room. They're comfortable in here. They're happy in here. The arowana, everybody said would jump out. He doesn't. He jumps. He's not trying to jump out. He loves his home. It's a good habitat. And speaking of this habitat, the next step is to pull this pond out. I'll pull this pond out, and then I'm gonna build it up to here. Probably about 6 inches or 4 inches below this. And then we're gonna have the pond full of water to where it's gonna be 1,200 gallons right here. Actually, it might end up being more than that. It might end up being like 1,500 gallons. Anyway, they're happy. There's the African pike right there. Should I throw some pellets in there? Y'all want to see me feed them real quick? I throw a little food in here. Throw just a little bit. Don't even think that the arowana is going to grab no pellets, because he's not. There you go. There's a Dovi, there was a Feste, the Red Devils, Midas Cichlid is the white one. That's one way to see how your fish are doing. The Carfry came out. Come on. And some people, they don't like this. They don't like to, there's a pike. Some people don't like the fact that this is the angle of seeing your fish. I don't mind, because I know my fish are living a happier life than what they would have lived, or what they would be living if they were in like just a big aquarium. You know what I'm saying? Like a big tank. The one thing about the fish tanks is that you notice that the fish come to the glass every time it's time for feeding, right? You notice that the fish come to your glass every time it's time for feeding, right? Well, these guys, I feed them all over this thing, so they are everywhere. They don't just stay in one certain area and then come to that area for feeding. I pour it over there sometimes. Sometimes I'll throw it from here and I just throw it right there in front. I'll throw some over there. It depends on where the fish are. I feed them wherever they are so they don't fight over a certain territory. They know that they're gonna get fed all over. They still over there ready for food. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap up this video before matter of fact, let me show you what else I've been up to. So OGs, let's get to the backyard. All right, there it is. That is the final product. Well, I still got a couple of things to do, but pretty much that's the final product. Everything else is pretty much cosmetic that I got to do, but there it is. There it is. Yep, built by yours truly. No help. So I still want to seal up. I'm gonna seal that up. It's a much cleaner look. I don't want to paint that. I don't want to be looking at that. I'm gonna seal that up, much cleaner look, and then I'm gonna leave that. Actually, I like how the rain drips off of that very well. But let's go ahead and open this thing up. Got the little lanterns, right? Solar, right? Got the solar for the inside light. Stacked up to the brim, y'all. Yeah, you see light coming through there because I also got to seal that. No rain or anything get in here, but want to keep the bugs out. But yeah, look at that. Stacked to the brim. All right, so check out the light though. Well, that one works. Anyway, nonetheless, this thing came out good. First storage I've ever built, or first shed I've ever built. Anyway, I think it came out pretty good for my first time. All right, y'all. So the OGs know about this space. Remember when I first moved in, I said this was going to be the second fish room. So what we're doing here, as you can see, we have one aquarium here already. I have two more aquariums that I'm picking up, big ones, 200 gallons and 180. So right here, I'm building a bird aviary. So I'm going to do it indoor right there. Come around, footprint, boop, boop, come around right there. So look at the footprint I'm doing on the floor. Come around right there, that whole corner. That's going to be bird aviary. Then I'm going to have it where I build it to where I can open up the window. Well, obviously I can open the window, but build it to where on the other side of the window, it will be another bird aviary. And so I'm going to build it out, come out a bit to probably, because all this needs to be flattened out. I don't need all that space. So I'll actually probably build it to there, the whole pad, boop, right? Come all the way to there and then come all the way down to probably about right here. All of this. So that way they got this overhang and everything in the corner over here. And we can see them from this window on the outside. We can see them from the inside right there. So we always have the opportunity to watch and enjoy them. Now, exterior pond building coming up too, y'all. We about to build a nice 5,000 gallon above the ground pond right here. Y'all see how I did it on the inside? I'm gonna do something similar on the outside, but elevated because I have the opportunity to do it on the outside. So we're thinking about a 10 by 12 right here, right in front of the shed. Sounds good, right? A lot of work. A lot of work, a lot of work. But as you can see, been busy. I'm about to get all this picked up in the next week, or the 11th. 11th, I got it scheduled, had this all picked up. So I just been getting everything together so I could have them come grab it. Everything in one go, or as much as I could possibly get together. So yeah, this whole area gotta get done and cleaned and all of that. Finally able to get to it. But anyway, I appreciate y'all patience. If you've been around for a while, I know you're not used to me posting once a week, every 3 weeks, something like that. Y'all used to me posting every day, every other day, at least a couple of times a week. So I get it. But been busy. Everything that you see, I've been doing by myself. On top of the fact, I have my own business that I run, so I've been having to do that, and also that pays the bills. So I find myself I need to be able to decompress with my fish room, and if I'm always recording, and I got to the point to where I didn't even want to do a video unless I recorded it, you know what I mean? So that's a terrible way of thinking, as a fish keeper. I'm true to the core a fish keeper. I got to the point to where fish keeping became my job, and that's not what I like to do. I want to make sure that it stays something that allows me to decompress from a stressful day. YouTube don't pay the bills. It don't even buy fish food. So I don't want to treat it as such. I want to at least enjoy it. I want to enjoy the hobby with you all. It's better for me, it's better for you, and most importantly, it's better for the fish. Instead of me postponing things so I didn't get the chance to record it, I do it when I need to, as I need to. So that's why you don't see all of these, you don't see the highlight reel, you know what I mean? You don't always see new fish, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do it, show you what I've been doing, do more of the things behind the scenes. That way I could get a feel for how the things are going before I actually put the video out, so I could give you a real, true blue response to how something is going. And also, I don't have to do a follow-up video and say, I said it was going to be great, but all of a sudden, it's not great. You know what I mean? I could be more honest with you and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope that you enjoy that new way of, I hope that you enjoy this new journey with me. Like I said, I started my channel because I love the hobby. I love fish keeping. It's a way of me connecting with my mom and my grandparent. My mom and my grandmother. They are both not here, haven't been here in the past 24 years. So it's a way of me staying in connection with them, because my grandmother got my mother into the hobby, my mother got me into the hobby. So every time I'm doing things with the fish, I just feel connected to them. So I never want that to feel like a job. You know what I mean? I always want that to feel like what it's supposed to be. Passion, joy, things like that. That's the reason why I started the channel. It wasn't to try to make $1. It wasn't to try to show off. It was because I love this hobby so much, and I want to get more people into it, because sadly, it's not enough people into it. And I believe that's because it's not enough information out there. It's not enough many people putting things out there. And the thing is, a lot of people don't even believe that fish have personalities. And if you always think that fish are just dumb, they don't have any personalities, I get it. If that was the truth, I would understand, but that's not the truth. Fish has personalities. They are amazing. They're amazing. What's the way of putting it? They have an amazing way of making you feel tranquility between the water, the sounds. It's just so therapeutic. It's just something about it. You know what I mean? As you know, our bodies are mostly water, so we're connected to water, so I think it's a no-brainer that we would be connected to fish in some kind of way, unless you're just you don't know, and that's the thing. I just want to get the information out there. Get the information out there, allow people to choose for themselves if this is a hobby they want to pick up. I think this is the best hobby, to be honest with you. I think it has the most reward. I think it's the best one. And so that's it. I don't want to keep rambling on. I appreciate whoever stayed around this long. I appreciate you all. And those are probably people I've been calling y'all the OGs, and I was talking to y'all. If you stuck it through, and you were not an OG, I'm talking to you from now on. You are an OG now with me, because a lot of people don't get through the video, and damn sure a lot of people would have been left as soon as I sat down in this room. But we have big things to come. I am excited. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited to show you the things that I've done. If there was anything that you've seen in the video that you want to know more about, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll definitely get to that, and we could do a video on it. I don't mind doing that, but I don't want to just keep flooding YouTube with just video after video after video that has absolutely no purpose. I'd rather do videos responding to your questions, just because this is what it's about. This is what it's about. Like, I learned from you all, you know what I mean? And so since I learned from other YouTubers, I want to make sure that I in turn teach others, so I will 100% make videos for the questions that you have if it's something that I could do. No problem whatsoever. So don't hesitate to ask those questions. Let me know if this is specifically a video or a question that you would like a video reaction to. You know what I mean? And otherwise, I'll just determine for myself. Sometimes going more in depth on a video is a whole lot better than just responding in, just the comments. But anyway, I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna catch you in the next video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that notification bell is hit. And if any of y'all enjoyed the video, just do me a favor, like the video. I mean, it's crazy. That actually matters. The algorithm looks at that, and it does help when it does help. But if you don't, it's all good. But liking the video, let me know that you actually like the kind of content that I'm creating. So it motivates me to create that kind of content more. Or just let me know in the comments. You ain't even gotta like it. Just say I like the video. It don't matter. Any of those work. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace. Dry ass hands.